And brothers and sisters, we are finally back. We finally made it to another reaction on this Mystelics Reacts channel. Welcome to every single one of you guys. All the Mystelics from me. Hand clap goes out to you guys, and of course, the new videos that we come and being a part of these here vibrations, brothers and sisters. These are my thoughts and comments. What are your thoughts and comments? Leave your thoughts and comments where? In the comment box below, brothers and sisters, the legendary comment box below, brothers and sisters. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and of course, leaving your thoughts and comments. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button in that regard. Don't be shy. Click it. Click to help push these videos further and further there. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you've not done so yet. Subscribe for more vibrations as they do definitely tend to come from right there, brothers and sisters. With the post notification bell, of course, brothers and sisters. Don't forget to click the post notification bell, and then definitely be getting all of my post and published videos right there, brothers and sisters. Anyways, without further ado, let us get into the vibrations. Of course, there was some sort of weather condition taking place in the nature isle of Dominica. And of course, this is important, my brothers and sisters. Heavy rainfall, making ding dong. Showers of blessings, that's what you say, brothers and sisters. Showers of heavy blessings. But of course, when it comes into the showers, there's not very much proper drainage. We have been saying this for quite some time, brothers and sisters. If a strong hurricane were to come, don't be shy if the entire possible, brothers and sisters, end up underwater because there's no proper drainage system. Little rainfall, brothers and sisters, is falling, of course, creating these kind of things. What about when the winds are just going like crazy all over the place? They're just winds and waves just making ding dong, brothers and sisters. Where would the water end up going? Where? That's a good question to ask. People are possible. All right then. All right. I remember this particular situation about this particular area, in fact. After Hurricane Maria was under some serious duress. It was terrible, brother. It was absolutely terrible. It was really bad, man. But of course, nothing has been done from my understanding right here, and we are still back to square zero. As usual, when it comes on to the Dominica Labour Party being the one in charge of the country. At least we have NDP workers. The best thing you would say, okay, let us pay them fairly. If they're doing the work, let us pay them a little overtime for them to make a little more money. No, yes, no, maybe in between. We already do have minimum wage increase yesterday, according to SKERRIT. But we have this problem right there. Let them clear the drains. If you don't want to do it during at least during hurricane season, clear it. No, at least make them make some overtime during that time. You agree or you disagree, brothers and sisters? I think overtime would be helpful since we didn't get minimum wage increase. A little something might work out, don't you think so? I think so, brothers and sisters. But of course, we've seen some vehicles that can swim. You know, the bus can swim. We heard the bus can swim, but the vans them can swim. And as I clearly see, as right there, you can clearly tell where the water is residing. You know, it is around that region right there. Some people cannot go in their yard right now because there's waters and waters. Now, keep in mind, brothers and sisters, this was a swamp that was there back in the day. I don't know. I heard it was a swamp. I remember when they backfill and put some dirt and stuff inside there to make it more, you know, conducive. You would think they probably do what they did in the stadium, would make it a little better so the drainage, the water can flow up properly. But I don't know. We are the biggest park in Portsmouth, and of course, we are back to square zero when it comes onto that situation right there. So the individual in that vehicle is about to swim. Swim on, brothers and sisters. Swim on. All right. Don't go too fast now, please. Don't go too fast. Take your time, please. Take your time. All righty then. All righty then, brothers and sisters. We have technology, so we zoom in. Oh, more vehicles coming. Yes. The vehicles them can swim. At least this, thank God, it's not too. Oh, that was close right there. This is a big drain right there, brothers and sisters. Thank God the person was able to, you know, maneuver around it and so forth and so forth. All right, there, brothers and sisters. So we see a number of vehicles, you know, right there, making their way downtown in this heavy rainfall. But the individuals in charge of this thing, please do something about it. But then again, I remember when I was talking about the sentiment of in 2014, yesterday, brothers and sisters, if you did not see that reaction, definitely tune in previously. Or most likely at the end of this video, you'll see the clip pop up. Definitely click that right there when we're talking about the Roseau Enhancement Project, which of course there was a Portsmouth Enhancement Project as well. But unfortunately, that has not come into fruition, where they actually forgot the Portsmouth Enhancement Project. And then I think they have now, they're talking about the marina that is being handled by some individuals who are non-Dominicans. But what do I know? All right. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let's go to Matt. Is this Matt on air? Yes, this is definitely Matt, brothers and sisters. And of course, we have Joshua being the individual listening and giving his thoughts. No, brothers and sisters, when it comes down to the political arena, I do not agree Joshua Francis will be there. Not at all. Because you can tell persons on what they are able to do when they reach, what is the word? The heat, brothers and sisters. When they reach the heat, they might just flip over. Who knows? I would not advise Joshua, you know. But hey, that's just my thoughts and comments. But of course, I got this video a number of times, and it seems like Joshua was listening to SKERRIT and what SKERRIT had to say about the whole housing situation. And let us take all this on, please.
For people who benefit. And so, my friends, I'm so
Hey, he already shaking his head.
glad for people who benefit. And so, my friends, I'm glad for people who benefit.
Be glad for people who benefit. That's true. We ought to be glad for people who benefit. Not just benefit in the merit of you saying that they get this with the potential of them losing it. No, that is not benefiting. That is holding people under pressure, you know. All right.
And so, my friends, I'm so happy for you. Because I run this country, I manage the country, I run my party.
You run this country. I don't think you should be running the country. I think you should be guiding the country, not running it. If you're running it, it's not your mother. It's not your mother business. It's not. Why is the partner name again? I forget his father's name. Whoever, brothers and sisters, remember in the comment box below. It's not your mother and your father business. You're not running the country, sir. You are being put in position to do things for the people, on behalf of the people who put it and elected you to be there, whether it's by vote or by free choice. You don't run the country. But it's interesting that I also heard what he has to say when it comes down to that sentiment right there. Let's bring it back a little.
Run this country, I manage the country, I run my party, understanding that what I want for myself, my family, I want for every single person in Dominica.
True. Can we safely say that, brothers and sisters? Is that a fact? Can we say that what SKERRIT wants for himself, his family, and his children is what he wants for Dominica? On the merit that's under your prime ministership, I would understand maybe if he was a minister or something and he's checking, boy, things going bad, I just there for me to hold on. But under your prime ministership, SKERRIT, you made your children born overseas. So what you want for the people of the country, you want for your children to be born overseas. I would maybe understand if you want them to be born overseas too. But no, that's not the case. You're telling people to under rain, go and have big children in an economy that is not doing well for them at all. While your children have the ability to go overseas because they are born overseas as you are prime minister of the country. When they get older, where do you think they're going to go? Just like the individuals who are big business people, they then send their children overseas. They don't keep them in Dominica. They send their children overseas for better economic advantage and opportunities right there. Just like you send your sons, Malik. Malik is overseas participating in what? Better economic standing. Not true. Apart from it probably evading his situation with somebody may have allegedly killed in a vehicle. But that's a whole other story right there. Not true, SKERRIT. Not true. All right. But SKERRIT, what you want for your children, I don't think you want the same thing for Dominican children. What you want for yourself, I mean, you talk about you didn't want a mansion. I think you want a mansion for yourself. You're building a bigger one, bigger than the two ones you have previously stayed in. And you would want that for the Dominican people. But no, you have building yourself a mansion, a bigger one than the bigger two ones you stayed in previously, or one you stayed in already, and the other one in Vegas. You don't want mansions for the Dominican people. Evidence will show that it's apartments that you want. And it's not just giving people apartments, SKERRIT, but you say you're giving people houses and titles that of which they have not seen yet. They have not seen it. But the first mansion you have in Vegas, you have a title for it? No. You have a title for it and you didn't want to sell it? No. If people want to sell their house and say, that Dominican, we get the money for me to roll out. They cannot do it. You live in them, make sure they trap here. They trap because they can't move nowhere. All right, SKERRIT. Because they don't have money, you destroy the economy, they cannot sell what they do have. That is not their own. They might have it, but it's not their own. They can stay in it, but it's not their own. SKERRIT talking about titles all the time. So long we have titles that we're supposed to be getting since Reginald Austri. Boy, tell you boy, let's continue.
Well, let me say to you, my dear friends of Scotland, and those of us who will listen to me across the country, that there's no government, no parliament, no minister, no prime minister, no president can take you out of these homes.
So, except you. Aren't you the one who wrote in a statement when you were giving people houses, the Lord gave and the Lord taketh away, which made me wonder, are you considering yourself to be the Lord? Because why on earth would you put that in a letter giving people houses, the Lord gave and the Lord taketh away? That is the best verse that you can find in the Bible. Tell people, hey, this is the threat that they are given. SKERRIT. I mean, it doesn't take much logic to figure things out, you know. It doesn't take much.
Title or no title, that is your house.
Title or no title, it's not your house, brothers and sisters. You need title, the proper title back you. Not just living title where you can say, oh, I live, look, hey, police come, that's your house now. No, man, look my house. I have the not residential permit, but I have the permit to stay inside there. Look it. So they cannot come and take you out, SKERRIT. I'm the people there. Unless SKERRIT decides, hey, no, that's government property. Because you don't have the title. If you do not have a title, somebody has the obligation and can take you out because it doesn't prove that it's your own. The title, the adequate title, proves that it is your own and you are the owner of it. So when SKERRIT come and say stuff like,
title or no title, that is your title or no title, that is your house.
That is foolish. You would be foolish to believe some foolish words from the very Prime Minister himself. He knows that titles are important. This is why he has not given you titles. Because he knows the possibility of seeing what things are, making known what is happening in the economy, brothers and sisters. If you get a title and ownership states mine, nobody can take it from you. That's why you need title. How can SKERRIT come and say that their titles going forth and they say titles and no titles is yours? That is lying, telling you. But how do I know it's lying? We will find out in a moment.
But we have taken it to the next level and decided to provide titles to you.
We have taken it next level. But SKERRIT, wasn't that like about, what, 5, 6, 7 years ago you spoke about titles and titles still not there yet? Just like we spoke about the Rules Enhancement Project yesterday, brothers and sisters, and it's still not there yet. They say work was supposed to begin in the beginning of 2025. We in the last quarter, in the first quarter they say it will begin. We in the last quarter of 2025, nothing. Now SKERRIT come and tell you title or no title is still your house. You believe him? Really? Okay.
To ensure that it can become yours and ask.
So it's not yours. You see what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters? It is not yours. So that's why he said?
To ensure that it can become yours.
Okay, if it's not yours, how on earth title or no title is yours? That making sense?
An asset that can transform your life, that you can take your land paper, as we call it, and go to the bank and the credit union, put it down, and say, I want a loan to build a small business.
Well, what small business? Taking a loan, let me tell you something, it's a trap, you know. If, for example, SKERRIT decides, hey, we're giving all the titles and okay, we finally make it happen, and it actually does happen, you have to touch the title, brothers and sisters, not just see it. You have to touch it, smell it, taste it, maybe taste it, touch it, everything, but sniff it, whatever to ensure that it's real. Okay, not just see it with your eyes, all right? Now, if SKERRIT would just happen to, okay, we give you guys title and you see the titles and everything like that, then you take this and you decide you want, let me can open a business in an economy that is not conducive for business. It's not. Dominica's economy is not conducive for business. It's only a minute amount of people that can make it with the minute amount of money in Dominica. You need spending power. This is why people always often talk about population. But it's not necessarily about population. Population only breeds the ability to have spending power to facilitate a number of businesses, or no spending power to facilitate a very minute amount of businesses. What is happening in Dominica? We have a nice population size that is dwindling, of course. I'm talking about nice population size on the basis of St. Kitts. We have a nice population size, double that of St. Kitts, or maybe a double and a half of that of St. Kitts. But we have less spending power than St. Kitts. Far less. If you compare Dominica GDP to per capita to St. Kitts, St. Kitts is nowhere close. Dominica is nowhere close to St. Kitts GDP per capita. Thus allowing the people to have the ability for them to elevate and elevate further. When people are getting a set of monies that they will never get in Dominica. Never. Working nice little jobs, brothers and sisters, here and there. Making a good daily bread. And then you tend to wonder what exactly is going on. Doing the same job you're doing in Dominica, making 3 or 4 times more than you're making in Dominica, or 5 times. As I remember that, I know 5 times more. That is the fact, brothers and sisters, because I've seen certain salaries, and I can tell you, they're making 3, 4, 5 times more than they would make in Dominica, doing the same job. But what do I know? What do I know?
All right, so you heard him. You heard his explanation in terms of the title, strata title.
Well, yes,
Let me see what Joshua, the lawyer man, have to say.
Matt, he's correct. The apartments must be dealt with under the Strata Title Act of Dominica.
Yes.
So because you have apartments, you have this one building and separate apartments, the titles have to be strata titles, and I can only imagine that will take some time. However,
How long is the time? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. How long is the time? When SKERRIT has come about and stated to the people, hey, we have the titles. The Attorney General has it. No, we came back the other day just to tell people we need a new a lawyer to deal with this thing right there. So who is telling the truth? But this is all about the truth, you know. The great book says the truth shall set you free. But if you lying back then you have to come back and pretend, hey, what I said back then didn't apply. Just like when the individuals went up to go and find the bad man and then they pellet him and they come and give his story and they come and give another completely different story from the previous police. I mean, who tells lies to that which we must believe liars? Who tells lie to that which we must believe liars, brothers and sisters? I'm not calling SKERRIT a lie. SKERRIT is lying. It's evident on that of which he spoke, brothers and sisters, because the mouth, the spoken word, is one of the things that you cannot take back. And to pretend as if you didn't say it becomes something completely different, that is lies, brothers and sisters. Lies.
Minister was kind of inconsistent because earlier when I listened to the statement, at the onset of the statement, he gave the impression that the 26 titles were ready, and later on, he said they're almost ready. And then he raised the question about the fees and talking about changing the legislation. Now, if that were to happen, you can only imagine, man, that's going to take some time, because to change the legislation in respect to fees, it means that they would have to prepare their paper and then go to Parliament for debate. So that is not something that will happen over the next few days or weeks. Possibly that could take several months. But man, we keep hearing the same thing over and over.
My point exactly. We keep hearing the same thing over, the same thing over and 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 just over and just bubbling over. You would say, what is the song and bubbling over? Bubbling over, brothers and sisters. How long will you hear things over and 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 over, brothers and sisters, before you realize, wait, maybe that person is lying to me. Maybe, brothers and sisters. How long?
When you get your titles, you're going to get your titles. That has been going on for many years.
Yes, I know. I just said that.
The people from 87 were relocated into Bellevue in 2019, was it? 2019. So you're looking at 2019,
Years, brothers, years upon years upon years. 2017 was Hurricane Maria, brothers and sisters. They relocated them in 2019. You guys will be getting your titles. Syria Exposing has been following this thing for quite some time, and up to now, brothers and sisters, 6 years later, SKERRIT is back to square one, telling people, we are working on the titles and you will get your titles. Woohoo! Whoops. In
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6 years of being denied the opportunity to have a certificate of title to go.
And every year they come back and tell you the same thing.
Go into a financial institution, seeking a loan and using the titles as security. So that is a loss. And keep in mind, these people are relocated people, so they're not really on the indigent list. As the Prime Minister said, there are people amongst us who are weak, and that is true. And for social reasons, these people are beneficiaries. That's understandable. But for
the people who are weak and need the housing, sure, they need the housing, brothers and sisters. But they have destroyed the economy, and the people who are weak sometimes are the ones who are getting the housing last. They're getting the housing last, brothers and sisters. Why you think that is? Huh?
Every month and
because they know that they need to get the people who are stronger. The people who are stronger and can do things, they need to get them under subjection. We give you a house, you better stay quiet. Don't talk, don't speak. If you speak, the Lord gave and he will take us away. Not true. Huh? Well, I guess we will see.
But every year which elapses is an opportunity cost for the people who owned their houses at 87.
It's not just that, no. Well, opportunity cost, definitely. Where you can take the house and decide, hey, let me send myself to school. Let me send myself over and probably get a better life or something of that sort. That's probably what scared them in realizing. Maybe if we give these people title, they go and take a loan, and whether they pay the loan or not, they overseas with the monies and they make themselves and they get jobs and so forth and so forth. They take the money and they build a new life for themselves. That way the house, maybe. Yes, no, maybe something of that sort. Maybe, brothers and sisters.
People are not on the indigent list; they are relocated people. And furthermore, the 26 titles he spoke about, I suspect, are the individual units. Because if you go to Bellevue, you will know that they are individual units. So for those, it'd be much easier. It's just a matter of a surveyor going there, giving his survey plan, and they prepare the certificate of title form, and a signature to take place from the president of Dominica.
And for 6 years, that has not happened. 6 years, brothers and sisters. 6. 2019 election happened, brothers and sisters. 2022 election happened. We hear 2025 election coming December. 6 years. Almost 3 elections passed. But when will you guys understand? When, brothers and sisters? When will you understand? Oh.
File it at the registry, pay the necessary fees, and that's it, titles issue. But I suspect that the titles are being used, or the idea of giving certificate of titles being used as a carrot.
Of course. Duh. Of course it's been used as a carrot. They're dwindling the carrot in front of you. So you say, we are so close to getting the carrot. But every time you step forward, they're making sure the carrot is 2 steps further, making it more difficult. But you see it, but look the carrot there. Look the carrot as I'm walking, I'm getting closer. It feels like I'm getting closer because my eyes is focused on the carrot, not on the journey to get there. Realizing that if I look at the ground, I will see how far the carrot is. But because I can see the carrot, I will vote for them. Really.
Which keeps being dangled in the faces of the poor people, hoping to keep them at bay and to get political loyalty.
For votes. Yeah.
Of course. Of course. That is the whole plan, brothers. That has always been the plan. For votes and to keep you quiet. That's the whole plan. This is why SKERRIT will come out and say, oh, they're not going to, they're going to kick all you out of the house. They're going to stop NEP. They're going to do all sorts. They keep lying to the people so that the people will believe them and say, but wait, he have the keys. So maybe I should support him, not realizing you're supporting him into your own destruction. And when you support somebody into your own destruction, you expect better men to come. Really? Is that how it works? I don't think so, brothers and sisters. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong here.
That's what it's about.
Let's take a phone call. Hello? Yes.
Talking about taking phone calls, brothers and sisters. But how do I know SKERRIT is consistently lying? Well, I mean, yesterday pretty much proves that right there. That he and Melissa together just, they just come together and say things, give time frames that are which they don't meet. That is lie. Edison said, what is lie? That is lie, brothers and sisters. But let's look at something else. Something I don't think I've touched on. I just happened to glimpse it, brothers and sisters. I say, hey, but that can, bow, look at there right there, brothers and sisters. SKERRIT promises not to renew 2-year lease for rented residence. You remember, brothers and sisters, in 2020, he stated that even Dominica News Online put that out at 3:25 p.m. October 6th, brothers and sisters, 2020. 5 years, almost 5 years, brothers and sisters. We're in October 2nd. 4 days from now, it'll be 5 years complete, brothers and sisters. But of course, SKERRIT promises not to renew 2-year lease for rented residency. Where is SKERRIT staying right now, brothers and sisters? This was 2020. Where is he staying? In the same building. He claimed that he would not renew. Still, brothers and sisters, if that be the case in 2020, for 5 years, every month, SKERRIT has been collecting $64,000. My calculator. Let me get my calculator. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Okay. I get my calculator right there. So, 5 years, all right, getting $64,000 a month. $64,000 a month times 12. Times 12, brothers and sisters. Times 12. All right. That means per year he's getting 40 housing systems, $768,000 per year. That's 12 months. So month times 12 times 64,000. for 5 years. So we have to times the year by 5, ain't it? How much is this, brothers and sisters? For 5 years, he has collected it for his house. $3.8 million he has collected for staying in a house that was allegedly given to him for free. What on earth is going on? But he loves you. He will tell you, yes, guys, you will get the titles. Woohoo! Whoopsie daisy. Whoa. All right. $3.8 million of Dominica's money went to somebody living in this house right there. Let me make it bigger. Disappear this for me, please. Thank you very much. All right. And this is the mansion he was staying in, or is still staying in, by the way, brothers and sisters. And just by it, a bigger mansion, probably 2 or 3 times bigger than this one, is being built. This is why I always say, brothers and sisters, there's a possibility that SKERRIT is building this mansion. Possibility, I could be wrong. You guys will let me know if you think the same sentiment too. There's a possibility that he's taking this $64,000 a month and using that money to build the bigger mansion. That is, so the Dominican people is paying SKERRIT, allegedly, to build the bigger mansion while he's struggling to give titles for how many years for people to stay in apartments and the housing situation. What am I? Well, who is me now to tell you what you know is true? What are your thoughts, brothers and sisters? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box below. This is all you ask for these vibrations. Let me know what you're thinking, brothers and sisters. And of course, if you appreciate my concise or agree with me, click the thumbs up button. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that post notification for more vibrations as they do the come through. Right there, brothers and sisters. I appreciate you guys definitely doing so right there. What are your thoughts? Don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box below. It's your boy Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Salute the king always. Thanks so much for watching. Be positive.